Alright, my GoPro battery died. So now I've MacGyvered up my iPhone. It's got some duct tape on the top of it, holding it up on top of the back's taped up to this tripod. And with any luck, it's going to work just fine. We shall see. Okay, as I was saying, this one works great. I love this. Hoffman Mini Camp. These are nice clean grain, so I'm going to split them smaller later. And when they dry, or season, some of these will become feather sticks. Now here's one. A little short to hold this way, not comfortable, but just hunky-dory, fine for battening. Alright, that was fun. Except I oh, here it is. Be better if I put it in my pocket, I suppose. It all blends in down here in all this leaf matter. Here's one I haven't used very much, but I've liked it quite a bit. This is out of a Maine company. Makes traditional turn of the 20th century Maine axes. I can't remember what it's called now. But it's very nicely balanced. Good shape, handle shape. Clean edge. And I found it does this kind of work very nicely. It's a little heavier than those other two axes. So it also does something else I like for this size axe. For these smaller limbs, like this one, very handy. When I'm working, just converting these limbs into useful size pieces that I use them in my camp stove, but I prefer the ones without the bark. Really, the bark tends to flip things up. Let's take this bigger piece right here. This kind of the upper side, like a comfortable holding my hand. But for this size wood, good grip on it. try this. Not give me a little trouble. See what we can do. Ha! Take that knot. Here's one. It's shorter, still works. So I can get the axe handle balanced on it. Get under it like this. Make sure I don't smash my fingers. Not bad. Let's try another one. Well, I say not bad. These are all pretty doggone great. Comes down to as much as anything, it's a matter of preference. What you want to do. But all of these do this kind of work very well. Here's one. I like the Casterman axes. Forged axe. And the smaller one, the Hacks, which I now have on order. One customized for my personal use with a 19-inch handle as opposed to the 16-inch standard. This one is out of Wolf Valley Forge. I really like these Wolf Valley Forge axes. I think they only go up to a little under 3 pounds, which is fine. But all the axes have this wedgy shape, similar to the main pattern, and for that matter, the Casterman pattern. So it doesn't have as white, the cheek doesn't white out, flare out as much on this as does on Casterman. But regardless, this is a sweet little axe. It has a different kind of handle shape. It just feels nice. And I've done a lot of elm with a slightly bigger version of this, the canoe axe version of this. Elm up to about 14 inches, green elm, and it does really well with it. I've heard a lot of discussion, seen a lot of discussion on YouTube by some folks about, and complaints actually even sometimes, about some axes chipping, blade chipping. It's been my experience that every axe's blade will chip if you hit anything hard, harder than it's designed to hit. And I've had some axes that blades will chip a little bit when I do a lot of work on hard knots, which I do chop a lot of knots. But I haven't seen any differences among them. They pretty much any axe that I use hard has a tendency to chip if I use it too hard. Maybe that's the wrong way of putting it. Sometimes blades will chip, but they always are easy to resharpen. And I think that's just a natural, it's a trait, or as I used to say when I worked in the industry, it's a feature, not necessarily a bug. And you need to learn how to take care of your tools and sharpen. Okay, now this one's coming along for this axe, so I'm going to try to start down the middle and see what happens. And voila. The trick is to bring it down on the square on the center of the log, or in this case the edge of the chopping block. And that concentrates and focuses all the chopping energy directly to it. This axe is huge. So this one here needs to be battened. And I don't know, let's see if I can try to put it on the side this time. I'm using the right hand because I swing this batten feels more comfortable in my hand, right-handed than left. Batten, I don't know if I mentioned it, you see little cuts here where I circumscribed it with one of my saws over there. And then I used the my thinnest axe, the Granford Brooks wildlife axe, and I battened down. And here I cut it all off. This I didn't get it all battened off, but it doesn't matter because it's just for the one-time use here only. And this goes into the firewood pile. I get a piece of oak though. Next time I get a good piece of oak, I'm going to make some more battens out of oak. The ones I've made, I've got some of those that are years old and they look rough, but they work great. Okay, this was fun. In fact, I'm going to do a couple more. Let's do this one. Let's try battening this one from the top. This is clean grained wood, so it's easy. It splits easily. Look at that. Tell me that's not sweet. Ha. Sometimes I'll come out. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to whoever might be listening as well. But I come out and do this kind of work right here. Oh, look at this one. This one will be a tougher one. Come out and do this kind of work because it's so meditative. Helping you remember and think about things and just find a peaceful center. Just a quiet time. Reflect. My work in my Army days and my technical days was kind of mentally challenging for me for lots of reasons. But when it's just you, an axe, a piece of wood, even one that wants to be a little stubborn, when you're dealing with a difficult management problem, it can be very challenging and stress-inducing for everybody involved. And usually it's a learning experience if you use your head to think about it right. But when you encounter a stubborn and knotty piece of wood, just get a bigger axe and a bigger batten if you need it. Okay. I think I'm rambling a little bit here. This is not meant to be an editorial about pre-retired work. I loved it. It's a great honor and privilege for me to serve in both the uniform and civilian side of the Army with some of the greatest people I've ever met in my life who love and serve. Who love and serve our country. And those priceless memories of serving will ever be with me. So anyway, this is the last one on the test today. Test is the wrong word to play with. This is one of my favorite all-around axes. It's an 18.5 inch handle. Hoffman, 2 1/4 pound head. I have the 24 and 28 inch versions of this. I love them all. It has a clean handle shape, analogous, fairly analogous to that of my wood, my forest axe, the Casterman I love so much. And this is just been proved a very good all-around axe. I've asked Mr. Casterman. I just ordered it actually today, when I think about it. His 2 pound axe, he calls it the Hax, but I've ordered it with a 1/2 inch longer handle than this. 1/2 inch is no big deal. I think that's the same length as my Wetterlings, one of my Wetterlings forest axes, which has a heavier head, maybe closer to 2 pound. Might be Hunter's axe. They keep changing their names, so I'm not sure what they call the ones I have. It probably has multiple names. And then another axe I love just as much as that little Transfers wildlife hatchet is their small forest axe. 19 inch handle seems to be a sweet spot for me for mid-range splitting like this, and even felling and bucking. Not bad at all with a 2-pound head. The lighter head, like on the heavier head, like the Wetterlings of this, and I'm sure it's going to be true in spades with the forest version, the smaller forest version. Let's call it the hacks. They chop and split well. The thinner axes are great. The thinner profiles are great for these kind of limbs. You want to chop through them in one whack, and you get through the. Then the thinner, slicier profiles seem to be more effective, or a little bit easier. They all work equally well. It depends. It's so much a matter of opinion, but my opinion is they're all great, and I use them all, rotate them all, and I have zero complaints about any amount. Okay. Having said that, it's time for a batten. 2 1/4 pound head. Look at that. Amazing. Short grab, but it works because of the shape of the handle. 2 1/4 pound. Really clean grain, sweet, easy splitting wood. Perfecto. All right. Let's see, what have I got left here? I'm going to use this one for a while. I haven't used this one too much lately. A little heavier head, but you don't have to swing hard. You just let it drop. It's like a Zen experience. Look at this. I'm just holding it. Not even the right size for the wood, technically, but who cares? As long as it works. Now, okay, this will be interesting. Let's see. Fits the axe pretty well. It's a full handful, but because the axe head is heavier, I'll just gently tap it. Gentle tap. What is possibly unsafe about that? Can even grab the handle shorter, like this one, go to the middle of the wood, because the axe will handle it. Taps. One of the reasons I like 19-inch axes handles. They're pretty versatile. So you got these short ones. I think they're called, there's a name for it. The shorter axes. Okay, they got the full-size axes, like 28 inches and above. And you got these half, 3/4 ones, like that 24-incher over there, the forest axe. Then you have the really short hatchets, and in between these, around 19 inches, there's a name for these too. I can't remember what it is right now. Anybody who knows anything about bushcrafting, which I don't know that much about, but I'm a follower and practitioner. So, how's that done? So, let me just try this. This one, I mean, I can lean up against the log and split it like I've been doing all those others, and it works just fine. But it's a shorter handle, and I just feel as long as I can get away with doing it this way, why not? let's go with easy peasy. Easy peasy. Magic words. Famous last words, apparently. And it's again a little harder to balance every head, but who cares? Again, I do care. I don't mean to belittle anything here. Gotta do something to burn off that too much turkey I ate yesterday. Alrighty. As I continue to work with these, I would say try and decide what to take to the boundary waters next year. Let me turn the camera down here a little bit. Hope that works. Duct tape is still holding. Ha! Sweet. Okay. Now we get my acting. For starters, which saw would I probably carry? I'll have all the rest of the year, in spring and early summer to decide, but I wouldn't mind taking that one, but it's a little heavier. And I got to carry that portage pack, which kicked my vanny pretty good last summer. So I won't take that one because it's heavier, even though it cuts so great. This one, very well might take it. Very well, because it cuts really well. And the wood I'm going to use for firewood is roughly this size. So this test is relevant to the purpose for which I need to use one of these. Do I take this one? Sure, I could take it. It'll come down probably to a choice between the little green one, which is the Boreal 21, this one, or potentially its little brother, the next size down from this one. This one is called the Silky Folding File. That's not. Oh, big boy. This is a big boy. There's one slightly smaller, which worked well with that Hoffman axe I showed you earlier. So it's probably going to come down between those two, because they all work well. Am I going to carry this one in? Well, if my son goes with me, this might fit in his pack very well, in which case we'll negotiate. But if there's two people going, I'm not trying to carry the whole thing myself. He broke his rib last time, so he couldn't go with me. I saw soloing up there. But if he goes with me, I might take this one because it's just a joy to use. And it's a little heavy with 3-pound head, but it is really good as a forest axe. And why not? However, this one would do the job well too. And it's a 2 1/4 pound head and weighs less. The one that Mr. Casterman is making for me with a 19-inch handle looks about like this, and it's got a 2-pound head. 1/4 pound make a big difference? I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Then, I like this one. I also really like that canoe axe, which I've been using, which is a lighter version of the 4. It's a 3/4 length, but it's probably 2-pound head, something like that. It's much lighter. It chops really well, as does this one. I would take this one. I love it. I would take this one anytime, anywhere, if I'm not doing big stuff, and if I'm doing a lot of battening, small wood. This is an ideal axe for boundary waters. It's only, I don't know, less than a pound head probably. All I know is it is one I've used for years, and it's always served me very well. I've never had any complaints against any of my grandfather's axes, though I tell you, I'm really enjoying being able to buy high-quality American-made axes these days. We have all these great makers. And finally, this one right here, which I actually took in the Boundary Waters in October, and it performed extraordinarily well, albeit small, but with battening. You don't get any better battening than this, and up to 6 inches, which is the size of wood you have here. If I had a little bigger saw, a bigger silky style saw, or one of those to go with this, that would have been great. But there are times when you just need to get in there and chop a dead log free of the ground, and the pure power of that. And you can cut really fast with this sharp axe. You can section logs very fast. So I have a lot of time to figure this out, but you're in my thought process. And I suppose if anybody's listening and gets around to listening to any of this and has some better ideas, then I'm always ready to get smarter. But that's the end of this video. I figure out, I don't edit these things, so I don't know how. And I'm just trying to share some stories for my grandkids and anybody else who's interested. And it seems that some of my kids' friends apparently are interested as well. And why not? This is axe work. What could be more fun? Some of the best stuff in the world to do. Now, let's see here. My MacGyver iPhone, it didn't fall down. Hoo-ah. Now, how do I turn this off? There we go.